Thank you for listening to Shulchanaruchharav.com.
Asking a Kohen to leave the Shul in order so you can gain an extra Aliyah of Kohen to distribute it to a Yisrael. It occurs at times that there is some traffic jams for Aliyahs. This guy has a yahrzeit, the other one has a birthday, the other one has a bar mitzvah. The gabbais want to sell all the Aliyahs to make more money. There's many guests in Shul this Shabbos. And so on and so forth, the circumstances where that Kohen and Levi Aliyah are coveted by the congregation, and they would really like not to give it to the Kohen and Levi and give it to other people who are Yisrael. And the question is it allowed according to halacha? Can you A, just go ahead and disregard the Kohen and Levi and call up whoever you want as you're the gabbai? Or B, must you go over to the Kohanim and ask them for mechila to be meichel their aliyahs? Or C, must they actually be asked to leave the shul until after the brachas of the aliyahs are recited? Or may none of this be done at all, and it must be given to a Kohen and a Levi, and you can't play any tricks? So as we know, as is recorded in the Mishnah in Maseches Gittin 59a, brought in the Shulchanaruchharav in the Mechaber, Orach Chaim 135 halacha 3, the sages arranged that the order of the Aliyahs on Mondays, Thursdays, Shabbos, Yantiv, and all other days of Kriyas HaTorah is to first call up a Kohen, then a Levi, then a Yisrael. However, the question is asked amongst the Kohanim and the Rishonim regarding if this is a set order that must always be followed, or does a Kohen have permission to forego his Aliyah for the sake of a greater Talmid Chacham? The Rebbe's in town, the Gadol Hador is in town, and the Kohen say, I forgive my Kohen Aliyah, he can have the first Aliyah. So this is a major debate amongst the Kohanim and the Rishonim as recorded in the Torah in chapter 135. The Rosh and others are of the opinion that a Kohen does have the right to forgive his Aliyah, as it was given for his honor, and he has the right to forgive his honor. However, the Kohanim, Rav Nutranai Kohen, Rav Amram Kohen, and others hold that it is forbidden for him to forgive his honor, and he must always receive the first Aliyah. Based on this debate, we practically have a debate amongst the Poskim and the Achreinim regarding whether it is permitted for a Kohen to be meichel to forgive his Aliyah and give it over to a Yisrael to take in his place. Some Poskim hold it's absolutely forbidden to do so, and thus it's forbidden to ask a Kohen to leave the shul in order to call up a Yisrael, even if you have mitigating and special circumstances in which you would like to do this for. Who holds of this opinion? So rules the Shivas Tzion, the Lev Chaim, Avnei Tzedek, the Das Sefer, in the name of his father, the Chasam Sefer, the Marshag, Levushay Mordechai, in the Mishnah Berurah in chapter 135, Sivkat and 18. Other poskim, however, take a more lenient approach and say, although in general we are stringent in the above debate and don't allow a Kohen to be meichel as Aliyah, in rare mitigating circumstances, it is permitted for him to do so, such as there's many guests or many chiyuvim, or the special opportunity to make a lot of money in selling this aliyah. Then in those circumstances, one can be lenient, like the lenient opinions, and allow it. So is the opinion of many of the Achreinim, including the Tshuva Miyava, the Ksav Sefer, the Maram Shik, the Marsham, the Igros Moshe, the Minchas Yitzchak, the Shevet HaLevi, Yabia Omer, and other Achreinei Zmanenu. This is likewise the seeming approach of the Alter Rebbe in the Shulchan Aruch, chapter 128, halacha 60, that a Kohen has permission to forego his aliyah if he wants to. Practically, how do we rule? We just brought a debate if it's allowed or not. And the answer is that the widespread custom is to be lenient in this matter in the mitigating circumstances and ask the Kohen to forgive his aliyah and give it to a Yisrael. Nonetheless, as we emphasize, as all the poskim emphasize who are lenient, this is only allowed in the rare mitigating circumstances, as not as a general rule for someone to come along and disregard the Seder of the Chachamim of Kohen Levi Yisrael. If it is not a time of great need, everyone agrees it is forbidden to ask a Kohen to forgive his aliyah just in order to give it to a Yisrael. This especially applies according to the Chabad custom, based on the Alter Rebbe and Rabbi Seinu Nesienu, in which we are very particular in the order of Kohen Levi and Yisrael, and endeavor that there always be that order by Kriyas HaTorah. The poskim go as far and right that if a person went ahead and called up a Yisrael instead of a Kohen, without asking the Kohen mechila and without having the mitigating circumstances, then the aliyah is invalid and has to be redone from the beginning. The aliyah doesn't count. Now let's deal with the question of, in the mitigating circumstances that we are lenient to allow a Yisrael to be called instead of a Kohen, through asking the Kohen to be meichel as aliyah. Must the Kohen leave the shul prior to the aliyah's beginning? So this matter is a debate amongst the poskim. While some poskim rule that the Kohen is to leave the shul, as this makes things a little more lenient, as if he's not in shul, and there's no Kohen around, so not really relying on the opinion who asks him to be Meichel. And furthermore, it's required because calling up a Yisrael when a Kohen is present may spread a rumor that he's not really a Kohen, and therefore some place can rule he has to leave. So is the opinion of the Magen Avram in 135.7, the Marik. In Shirish 9, the Chasam Sofer, Tshuva Me'ava, the Ksaf Sofer, the Maram Shik, the Marsham, the Gus Moshe rules this way regarding Shabbos and Yom Tov, so rules the Minchas Yitzchak, Shevet HaLevi, and other Poskim Manenu. However, other Poskim rule that it's not really necessary to leave the shul, and so long as the Kohen forgives his Aliyah, it is valid even if it remains there, and in such a case, the Gabe is to say, Bereshus HaKohen, instead of saying, Ein Kan Kohen. So rules the Beis Yosef in chapter 135, the Pri Chodesh, Knesset Agdela, the Chidah and Birkei Yosef and the David Emes, of Shlomo Kluger, the Kaf HaChaim, and so rules the Gus Moshe regarding the weekday readings. Practically, to summarize, it's forbidden to disregard the order of the sages and not give the Kohen his Aliyah, and the only time that we allow for leniency is when there are rare mitigating circumstances that require it, in which case we approach the Kohen, ask him to be Meichel his Aliyah. It is best for him to exit the shul prior to the start of the Aliyah until the brachas are recited in order to follow all opinions in this matter, and so is the common practice.
Thank you for listening to Shulchanaruchharav.com. Our free services of making Torah knowledge available to the public depends on donors like you. Please help us continue our work through making even a small contribution at Shulchanaruchharav.com under the Daily Halacha Dedication section or in the subscription page. Also, check out our online courses and many Sefarim available for purchase that will both enhance your Torah knowledge and help support our work.